What's up? What's up? What's up? A little bit of different, free agency, little off season for the Thunder. You don't got to go out there and sign anyone this year, all right? The only thing Sam Presti and company are worried about are these extensions that are coming in, all right? What's Chet's extension going to look like? That's the one I'm, most anticipating that I want to see. What is Chet going to sign for? Is it going to be something similar to Jabari, Smith that we saw earlier when he signed with the Rockets? And honestly, I could see that. I can see something similar to Jabari over in Houston. Let me go in and pull it up. What Sham said about that one, what the deal was. Let me find it so I can tell you guys exactly what it was. It was a 5-year, $122 million rookie contract extension. I can see something very similar for him. They were in the same draft class. Jabari Smith Jr. was the 3rd overall pick to Houston. Chet Holmgren was the 2nd overall pick. Both have the same accolades besides a ring. That ring could get Chet a little bit more money. I can see something for like 5 years, $140 million max. All right. I am hoping for 5 years, $125 million. I will say that. If we can get him for 5 years, $125 million, I will be a happy man. So that's what we're hoping for right now. 5 years, $125 million. Realistically, it'd be closer to that 130, 140 range, and I think is what it should be. So we'll see. Dub, go ahead and give him the max. I don't care. He 100% earned it this year. Dub earned that max. And then Chet and Dort can get some as well. I just don't know if they're going to wait another year or not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So we just got to wait and see. All right, I'm constantly refreshing, waiting for that first notification from Shams. What's going to be the first deal? All right, 5 years, 120. No. I think it'll be like 5 years, 130, 135. I think it's gonna be something like that. I hope it's 5 years, 125 though, because then you're paying him $25 million a year. I think that is a very, very good deal. Let me go in and pull up the payroll so I can see what he's making right now. Right now, Chet's making $13 million. All right, that would be a $12 million, raise right there. If he's making $30 million a year, which math, that's 150. Jesus Christ, I don't want that. I don't want that whatsoever. It might be worth it. I don't know. I would like 28 mil a year. That I would like to max it out at that. I wouldn't want to do 35 mil. Give Dub the 35. Give him the max. Give Chet like 25 though. J-Dub should get the max though. I think he deserves it. I could see him be the kind of person that takes a pay cut though to keep the team together. I could also see that. There's a lot of things I could see with this. Shai could also get one as well. So that's going to be one to look out for. I could see one of them taking a pay cut, yeah. I honestly see Dub being the kind of dude to take the pay cut. I could see Dub taking a little bit of a pay cut. Come on. Oh my goodness. We have our first report by Chris Haynes. All right. Sacramento Kings have arranged meetings via Zoom to talk with Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook. Kings looking to acquire both but have other point guard options to speak with. Wow. Meeting over Zoom. That is That's something. That's something. Just waiting on something, guys. Shams is falling behind. Something else that could happen is, and I'm not worried about it whatsoever. I'm going to be honest. D'Angelo Russell going to the Mavericks, that does not scare me. Why is Shams not doing anything? Why is Shams not doing anything, guys? Let me check out Brett. Let me check out Brett Siegel. Let me see what he's doing. Let me see what he's been up to. Nothing from him either. There's nothing. There's nothing. Do we have proof he just signed with the Mavs? I know that's been rumored. I want the actual proof first. I want like actual confirmation he's signing. And the report as well that I've seen is a 2-year, $12 million deal. That'd be I don't want to say steal. It might be a steal for D'Lo, honestly. It might be. Brian Windhurst. I have my headphones on so I can listen to him talk. Chris Paul is apparently deciding between the Suns and Clippers right now. So this could be a sign it's going to be his last season. If he's going to retire with one of those two teams, that's a sign it's his last season. Oh my goodness. I'm going to keep up with Chris Haynes now because he's been talking stuff. Nothing yet. Unless I see Brett, Chris Haynes, Scotto, or Shams say it, I'm not believing anything right now. The only thing so far is the Jazz guaranteeing the $3.68 million non-guaranteed salary as fees contract. That's the only thing we know. What the hell, guys? What's Shams up to? What's everyone doing right now? What is... Nothing yet. Nothing. This sucks. I would have expected something. He said this was going to be the busiest, one of the most intriguing free agency histories, off seasons in NBA history, and there's been nothing. Nothing. Kings are also planning to meet with Malcolm Brogdon, per sources. Jake Fisher tweeted that out. I don't know. There's nothing. No, you have to do it now, Austin. You have to do it now. You can't wait for his contract to be up and then him demand more money. You want to do it now while you can get the best value for him. If you wait next year and let's say he is an all NBA level player, he can get more money. You want to sign him now before he can get more. You need to wait. All right, you can't wait. You have to sign them now before they're going to make more money. Still nothing. Still nothing, guys. There's nothing going on. I don't know. Like, there's no way GM's actually waited till now to negotiate. I feel like last year we already had a notification. Nothing still. Oh my goodness, this is boring. Exactly, Matthew. You want to sign him now before he makes an All NBA or All Defensive team. That way, he'd have more leverage to demand money. You want to do it now while he hasn't had any accolades or All NBA or All Defensive team selections. That's why some fans, and I even thought about it as well, didn't want Dub to be an All NBA, be on an All NBA or All Defensive team because you will save money if he didn't this offseason. But we got to have the extensions here today. Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr., first deal. Oh my goodness. Memphis Grizzlies and All-Star Jaren Jackson Jr. are expected to agree on a 5-year, $240 million maximum renegotiation and extension. Sources tell ESPN. Head of CAA basketball Austin Brown and CAA agent Max Sedman negotiated a new agreement with the Grizzlies. So Jaren Jackson Jr. signed a 5-year, $240 million maximum renegotiation. Dan, if you read the description, you would know I'm not trying to clickbait you here. If you read the description and took the thumbnail, with the thumbnail a little bit, you'd realize we're talking about the new contract extensions that could set up this team to fail with the new CBA setup. I'm tired of all you guys with your dumbass clickbait comments coming on here and saying, "Oh my goodness, you're clickbait. I'm going to unsubscribe and I'm not going to stop watching. I'm going to stop watching." Cool, go ahead. I promise you, my stuff is not clickbait. Read the descriptions. Read them. That's why they're there. Chet has he'd be a restricted free agent, so we'd always have, the rights for him first. So you want to try to get it done now. All right. That's why. He's not a free agent. He still has another season left on his rookie contract. This just, you want to go ahead and get him signed to an extension now, so he's making less money if he does become an All NBA, All Defensive player. Yeah, I agree. It's overpaid for Jaren. I mean, he's a good player. Has he ever made an All NBA team? That's my question. I can't remember if he's ever made an All NBA team. I'm looking it up right now, seeing his accolades. I'm just saying, when you come in here and saying it's just clickbait, like majority of my comment section does, you're going to piss me off. Just telling you right now. 3-time all-defensive, but that's it. 2-time all-star. I could see, maybe. But, like, don't accuse it of being clickbait. You're just going to piss people off doing that. Like I said, it's not hard just to read the description and everything to realize, yeah, this is what he's talking about right here. Even the thumbnail should tell you from it that with it being Chet, Presti, and Dub on there, we're talking about the extensions that we've been talking about for weeks now, leading up to this moment. I don't like that deal. What's the math breaking down for that? $240 divided by 5. It's making $48 million a year. I don't like that. I would give him 40. I would have given him $40 million a year. Make it 200 flat. We want Chet to make less money so we can have a deeper team for the future, so we're not just 6 guys deep. That's why we want Chet to make less money, okay? If you give him the max, so you give Chet 35 mil, you give Dub 35 mil, that's 70 mil right there. The cap limit is 154. That's almost half the cap. Then Shai can make up to 80 mil. Let's say he takes all that, 70 plus 80, that's 150 right there. That's almost the entirety of the cap. Not going into the first and second aprons, you can do that, all right? But then to fill out the rest of the team, like it's been said multiple times before, you're going to need to spend another 100 mil to fill out the rest of the team. You're not going to have 100 mil to spend. You'll have like 60 mil. This will make the team even worse because you can't keep players because these guys are going to take all this money. That's why you want Chet to be making less money. That's why it's kind of a good thing he didn't make an all-NBA or all-defensive team yet, because he can't get as much money as Dub's extension would be. All right, he can get a rookie extension worth a good amount of money, but he can't get a rookie max, unlike Dub can after making All-NBA and All-Defensive this year. All right. Santi Aldama agreed to a 3-year, $52.5 million. Jesus Christ. So another one, Santi Aldama. Let me see what that's like. 52.5, 5 by 3, 17.5 mil. This cap, dude, what are they doing this cap room over here? I have no clue what they're doing with that cap room. He's making as much as Alex Caruso. That's crazy. But that's why you want Chet, that's why you want Chet to make less, all right? Because you want to make it where you can fill out a team surrounding them, all right? You want your big 3, okay? Chet, I think he's worth 25 mil. Dub, give him the extension. And Shai, I think after firing his agent, is a sign he's going to take less, all right? He's going to take whatever less his agent would have been making off it, which probably would have been like 8 million less, okay? You can do all that. Caruso's also 2-time all-defensive player. 2-time champion, all right? Chet just won his first championship as the 3rd option, and he has insane injury problems. Insane injury problems, okay? Like, he hasn't, like, he missed a full season. He missed 50 games this past season, all right? So, you guys are overthinking it. We overpaid for Hartenstein last year because we had to overpay him. You have to make a minimum cap amount. You have to. There's a minimum cap for every single team. Now it's $139 million this year. We had $30 million to use. If we didn't use that $30 million straight up on Hartenstein, we didn't get him, and we're not winning the finals. I don't care if it's overpay. It's a team option for that last year when the Dub and Chet extensions go through. Trust Sam Presti in this process. Trust him. Like, you guys are making it seem like you don't trust the general manager that just won you a championship. I promise it's fine. I promise. Caruso making 20 mil, I get it. You know, like, oh, how are you going to expect him to take less? Because Caruso's two-time all-defense player, first-team all-defense, second-team all-defense, two-time NBA champion in 9 seasons. He's earned that money. He's earned it. That's the average money for a role player now going into the future, okay? The problem is, I don't think Chet's worth a max because of his injury problems. Because of his injury problems, he's not worth the max. He isn't. He just straight up isn't. Okay? I'm trying to, do some more stuff for you guys. Looking at some people that could get super maxes as well. Figure out which guys could get what. So right now, J-Dub's closest potential one is the Franz Wagner one, where he made 5 years, $224 million. So that's $44 million a year. Jesus Christ. Hopefully he takes a pay cut. That's a lot of money. I'd be fine with them taking like 38, 40. That'd be amazing. He can make 30% of the cap, is what it is. Hopefully, he stays at the 25%. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me about the whole damn Chet thing. Chet missed 82 games. He missed his full rookie year. All right? Then he missed 50 games this year. He's missed over half the games he could have potentially played in throughout his career so far. You're telling me that's deserving of a max deal? Where he's injury prone. That's the fact of the matter. You look at his injury track record. I get it. They are freak injuries. Do you really want to put that much money into someone who may or may not play? Do you really want to do that? If you do, you have failed your team for the future. Because after that, in 3 years, this team will be garbage if you do that. We have seen it happen with multiple players that have gotten those kinds of contracts. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Can he be worth the max? Yes. Is he, though, right now, when you look at what he did post-injury, all right? Post-injury, all right, did you see? He was bad. He was bad post-injury because he rushed a little bit because we did need him back. Yes, we did. All right? I am thinking about what the market is. I am. He's on the same level as Jabari Smith Jr. right now. And Jabari Smith Jr. just got $22 million a year. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we shouldn't pay him the max. All right? We shouldn't pay him the max. I'm just being honest about it. We shouldn't. The team should not pay him the max. The team should not be paying him $40 million a year. 40 mil. Keep in mind, that's the max for him. It's around 35 to 40 mil. That is the max. All right? Delete if you're out. Go! Go if you're out. I could care less. I've been trying to explain to you. I've been trying to explain to you. Why? Jalen Williams, All-NBA, All-Defensive, All-Star, second option on a championship team. He averaged 22 points a game in the finals with a damn broken wrist. That is deserving of the max. Chet Holmgren missed over half his games in his career so far. Is not deserving of the max. It's not. I'm sorry, it is not. If you can't be healthy, you should not get the max. You shouldn't. You should not get the max if you can't be healthy. No, I'm not good. I try to explain my reasoning why, and you say, I'm out. Go ahead and leave. I don't care. This goes for all of you. Go in and tell me you're unsubscribing, that you're not going to watch anymore. It doesn't hurt my feelings. You don't got to say it. Go on with your day. It's fine. Chet anchored the best defense in the world for playing 32 games? Sure. Sure, he played. Yeah, sure. He anchored the best defense in the game when he didn't even play for over half the season. He didn't give us the championship. He averaged 14 points. 14. He was injured majority of the time. He shot, 30% from three? 30% from three, and you want to give him the max? Oh my goodness. Just because you like the guy and he was a second overall pick does not mean that he deserves the max. That's not what that means. I am an OKC fan. Can you not tell by all this shit on the wall? Isaiah Roby, you know how old that is? I could pull out my Kevin Durant jersey when it still had the Adidas logo on it. I could pull all this shit out. Don't accuse my fandom because I believe this shit. Go ahead, leave. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Go. Because I'm not dealing with dumbass takes like that. I'm not. He had good moments. Yes, he had good moments. I'm not saying he did it. All right? I'm not saying he played bad and that he isn't a good player. I'm saying, do you want to give someone who has missed over half his games $40 million a year? Truly think about it. Do you want to give him $40 million a year since he missed half his games? Is that worth it in your opinion? If it is, then I am glad you are not the general manager of the Thunder. And if he does get that deal, I will crash out. The most he can get for me is like 32 mil. The most, in my opinion. Realistically, it should be 28 mil is where it should land at. Exactly. Look what the Celtics did. And look what happened to them. They are now trading away everyone because they can't sustain it. We got another deal. Dorian Finney-Smith just agreed to a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Houston Rockets, sources tell ESPN. That's a good deal for the Rockets. Make Chet prove he is, all right? Make Chet prove he's worth the max. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, need SGA take less, and I think the reason for him firing his agent is something that he could. All right? But, oh my goodness. You guys don't understand. You cannot pay 3 players the max and expect to build role players around them. Look what the Celtics happened. All right? Look what happened to the Celtics. They won the championship. Cool. All right? They're not going to win another one for another 10 years because of all these contracts that they had to do. They just had to trade all of them away. I'm telling you right now, if you sign all these guys to these max contracts on the Thunder, if all 3 of them sign the max, all right? If you sign all 3 of them the max, one of them will have to be traded in the future because you can't sustain it. You can't. One player would be making $80 million. The other would be making $45, and the other would be making $38. That is over half your cap right there. I said we need to sign Dub to the max. Sign Dub to the max. He earned that shit. Averaged 22 points a game in the finals with a broken hand. He deserved it. Dub deserves it. Paul Reed agreed to a contract. Who? I don't care. There's a reason. It's because they gave so many players the max contract, and you can't sustain it. You can't sustain it. When you trade them, you don't have a dynasty anymore, Preston. You don't. You don't have a dynasty anymore, Preston, if you trade them. That's the thing. Look at what the Celtics have done. They haven't even really got a ton of picks for theirs either. Picks are not the future anymore. That's not. Picks have lost their complete value now. Luka Doncic, you got 1 pick out of him. 1. Desmond Bane, you got 5. It just doesn't make sense anymore. The market for picks in those trades, they're completely gone. They're completely gone. That's no longer the fact of the matter. All right? Like, that market for picks, trading for them, is completely gone. Yeah, last one, he's just saying putting his body on the line, but that's my whole thing, all right? He keeps on getting these freak injuries, okay? He keeps on getting these freak injuries. Do we really want to give someone almost $40 million a year for getting injured half the time? I'm saying, like, you can't get as many anymore, is what I'm trying to say. You can't. You just can't. Exactly. I'm not saying he isn't capable of getting a max contract. I'm just saying, right now, what has he done to deserve the max contract? Preston, you're not getting my whole point of the market for picks, all right? You don't know if you can get 1 pick for the guy or 5 picks for the guy now, all right? That's how bad the market is for it, is what I'm saying. Cam Smith agreed to a 2-year, $4.5 million contract with the Grizzlies. Cool. Don't care. Honestly, good value. Good value. Chet does not deserve it yet. Chet is not deserving of the max yet. Tell me why. Show me why Chet is deserving of the max. Show me why. Please. For what? Being on the all-rookie team 1 year, all right? For the year that it shouldn't have been of his rookie season because he, hurt his ankle. Won a championship, cool, as the third option, averaging how many points in that playoff series? Let's see. How many points did he average in that playoff series? What were his stats? 15 points a game with... He actually played worse this playoff series than he did last year. Yeah, he actually did. Chet played worse this playoff series than he did last year. He shot worse, all right? His three-point shooting was a little bit better. He also shot the 3-ball less, all right? He made the same amount, only shot it 4 times. It's just... I'm sorry, but this isn't worth a max contract, in my opinion. That's not worth it. It's not, all right? He's going in his 4th year, and he's only played 2 seasons. He's played 1 full season, and he played 32 games this past season. He's going in his 4th year. All right? At times he was a monster, yes. At times he played extremely well. I'm just trying to explain to you that it's the injury thing. You guys aren't getting this or saying Chet deserves it. You guys aren't he has been constantly injured, and you want to risk that. I'll give him almost $40 million a year and risk that? Him getting injured again, and that's just dead money sitting there? It was fine while he was a rookie because it wasn't doing much for our cap situation. It wasn't. Now that he isn't a rookie anymore, he can make almost $40 million for a max contract. That's just going to hurt you even more. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm being honest. He doesn't deserve it because of his injuries. That's why. I'm not saying he can't get up to the point that he can make the max. All right? I'm not taking that risk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You pay for the future, yes, but the future is cloudy. The future is cloudy. You can only judge the future based off of what they've done in the past. Just being honest about it. Oh my God. I'm not saying I want to trade him. I am saying if you give him the max and he takes it, all right, you're going to have to trade one of Shai, Dub, or Chet in the future because you can't sustain it. We're looking at it with the same thing the Celtics are going through right now. The Celtics did that, and look what they did. They've had to trade some of their key players that are on max contracts. And look what happened. I'm just comparing it to a team that's going down the similar route that we can potentially go down to. I'm not saying trade him by any means. Don't start throwing this shit out there. It's just... And look what the owner's done in the past. He hasn't paid the luxury tax. We don't want to. We're under the tax limit right now. That's why I don't think any more moves will be happening. All right? I think Shai takes a little bit of a pay cut, yes, but it also comes down to Chet and Dub, what they get. This is why I put it down, the title down as this could ruin the Thunder. If they all take the max contract, the team will be going down in flames in 3 years. You keep on saying I'm basing everything off the past, but I'm also looking towards the future with this. I want a dynasty with this team. I do. We can't get Trey Mann again. You can't. If you want to get Trey Mann, you have to trade someone on this team. And there's nothing else happening. Like y'all aren't understanding this right now. What I'm trying to explain. Austin, I did not say he needs to get the damn max. I did not say that. Trey, were you here during 2012 when they traded James Harden instead of extending him and going into the tax? Were you here for that? Were you here? Because if you weren't, I get why you want to understand that. Clay Bennett literally refused to go into the max. He didn't want to go to the tax. He didn't. So we traded James Harden. I'm telling you right now, that's something I could see happening again. Yes, you want to sign him now before he gets too expensive. Because if he gets that all NBA, all defensive team nods that he can get, because I think he has that potential, all right, then you're going to have to pay him close to $50 million. Would you rather pay him $28 million or $50 million is what I'm asking. I mean, if you look what he did in 2012, that team could have done something there. Their first time making the finals, one of the younger teams ever to make the finals as well. All they had to do was go into the tax a little bit and pay James Harden, and they didn't. See something very similar. Trey, we can't because that is 65% of the cap. And we also have Caruso making $20 million. Then we'd have to let Lou Dort walk, all right? We'd have to let half the team walk. That's what you're not getting. I can go ahead and throw up a poll as well that you guys can vote in. I can start a poll. Yes, we have to let those guys walk. What? You expect us to win the championship with 5 viable players to play? That's not possible. That's not possible. It isn't. It isn't possible. I'm just saying, you want to get them to these team-friendly deals right now before the salary cap increases and they can make more money. Yeah, and that's how many players on our team? 5. 5 of our 10-man rotation. 5 of our 10-man rotation. That's what you're not getting there. Yeah, you don't win anymore if you lose both Dort and Caruso. You don't. He shouldn't get the max either, in my opinion. He should not. How many games has he missed in his career? He's missed 82 plus 50, 132 games. He's missed almost 60% of his career games. Oh, that's a good one, dude. You cut Big Perk, yeah. I'm done with this. Just get out of here. Just get out. Get out. None of y'all understand this. Like, a lot of y'all just don't understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, I am doing the math right now, all right? Chet. Okay. He gets something. Okay, so let's see. Let's say, and I have it pulled up on Bleacher Report over here, all right? Something that he could potentially get, all right? Starting at 25% of the cap. The cap is now 154. Okay? 154, yeah. Divided by 4. He can make 38.5 mil a year, all right? So you add that in with Dub, who can make 44 mil plus 44. Oh, 82 and a half. There's half the cap right there just with those two, all right? Okay? And then you add in Shai, who could make 80 mil. 162.5 between those 3 guys. And then the cap in 2027, when all these contract extensions can go into place, is going to be 190. All right? And you make it with the apron, it's going to be close to 230, 240. All right? So let's say it's 230, all right? That gives you 67 million to fill out 12 other roster spots. All right? 12 other. I would rather just lose one of Dort or Caruso. That's the unfortunate part about all this. There's just so much that can happen. Yeah, I think he can, I think Shai can take a pay cut with him firing his agent. I think that's a little bit of a sign right there. I think his agent was also trying to push him out of OKC. This team won a championship with quality depth. That's the thing. You want to try to keep that depth. Depth is the key to winning a championship now in the NBA. That is the key. And in 2 to 3 years, losing Caruso is fine. Yeah, when you trade him. But I'm just trying to say, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Is what I'm trying to say here. All right. You can't expect it to all work out giving them the max contract. You can't. You just can't. All right. Like I told you guys right there, between Dub, Chet, and SGA, they're making 162 million a year. 162 million. Okay. The salary cap in 2027. All right, I can try to pull it up. Let's see. Let's see. So this next season is going to be 154 million. All right. Just going to do the math. They're projecting it to just increase by 7%. All right. Plus 154. I'm doing the math real quick, guys. Sorry. So it'd be 165 million. All right, when those Chet and Dub extensions go into play. That is, including Shai's max, that is how much the Thunder would be, paying just between those three guys. Chet and Dub would be making half of the salary cap. Half of it. I think Dub deserved it this year. I don't want him to take the max. All right. I hope he takes like 35 mil, being honest. Then let's say this increases by another 7% for when Shai's extension goes into place. It'd be 177 million. And then you go into second and first and second aprons, it'd probably be 215 mil. Looking at it, 220, honestly. 230. So minus 230 million. 52 million to fill out the rest of your roster. You see? You see the problem now, guys. Why you don't want them taking the maxes. You see the problem with it now. Oh my goodness, stop. No, not for Valanciunas. They could go incentive heavy as well. They could. They could go incentive heavy. It's just there's no telling what's going to happen. There's just no telling. Apparently, Chris Haynes got a source wrong. Oh my goodness. Apparently, Chris Haynes got a source wrong. Haynes got a source wrong. Haynes said LaRavia was going to the Kings when he really went to the Lakers. Yeah, exactly. They all need to take pay cuts. The only one that I think would take the max would be Dub because he completely earned it this year. I think we can all agree. All right, he earned it. Playing on torn ligaments in his wrist, okay, and his shooting wrist, by the way, his dominant hand, and still averaging 21 points in the playoffs, 22 points in the finals as well, dropping 40 points in Game 5 as well. Hey, he deserved it then, in my opinion. Okay? He had a great season. All NBA, all defensive, all star as well. He had a phenomenal season. I think he deserves the max, okay? I just don't think Chet, with his injury history, deserves it. I just don't think so. At times, when he did come back from that injury too, he didn't look the same. No, it could be one of those things. We see him next year, and he completely pops off like he was at the beginning of the season. But it also could be one of those things where, he drops down in points per game as well. In points per game, field goal percentage. All right? See something like that. That's my point about all this is there's no telling what can happen with Chet. He's such a wild card. That's why I don't want to give him the max. All right, I want more stuff. Shams, give me something. It's hard to blame Chet for his injury. Yes, I know. He was playing well before that. That's the problem. We saw how he played after the injury as well, and we can all agree he was not the same. His mobility looked completely different. We need to see, I don't want to give him a max because what if that's how he's going to play for the rest of his career? What if he's going to have mobility problems because of that injury? You're going to give someone $40 million a year for him not being able to move? That's what I'm saying. You want to get these extensions done right now. You want these done right now before they can make even more money and demand more out of you. Because next year, let's say Dub makes another All-NBA team. He makes another All-Defensive team, all right? He can make even more money. Let's say Chet makes an All-NBA or All-Defensive team. He can make even more money as well. That's the whole point of it. You want to get it done now before they can make even more. I'm going to let the poll be up there for another 5 minutes or so. If you haven't voted in it, go ahead and vote. Yeah, I think he takes a pay cut. I think so. I think Chet should get somewhere in that 25 to 30 mil a year. I think Dub deserves like 35 to 40. I think, just going based off what he did last season, I think he deserves it. All right. I would like for him to just take 35 or even take it down to 30 mil a little bit when you compare it to his current rookie contract. All right. Like Jalen Williams is one of the lowest paid players on the team. He's making $6 million a year. If he takes 35, that's a 30 million, increase. Chet is making 13 mil. All right. I'd be behind him making 28 mil. And we can do that math. Let's say all these guys take these contracts. I'm going to go and put in my calculator. Okay. Let's say Chet goes 28 mil a year. Okay. Dub goes 35. And Shai goes 72. That's a pay cut for his contract. It's 135 million. You're then, what I said earlier was 177 million there. You're 40 million under the cap just with that right there. Going into all the way in the second apron, you have another 100 million to spend to fill out the rest of your team. You can do something with that. But if they all take the max, then you only have like 50 million to fill out the rest of the team, and you can't do that. You can't. You also got to think, we got to get ready to send Cason Wallace as well. We got to figure out, do we want to keep Joe? Okay. What are we going to do about Caruso? His contract is increasing over the years. Yes, people are saying Chet should get 40 a year. Yes. That's his max. 40. It's more like 38.5, but it's close to 40. I'm rounding that shit up. These guys can be dynasty. They just have to take pay cuts. Yeah, he's only 22, and he has had these injury concerns now. Based off production, Dub deserves max. Yes, he should do a prove himself season. All right? You want to go ahead and get him down these contracts that you think they're worth. Trey Jones. Ooh, 3-year, $24 million deal to return to Chicago. I like that for them. I like that for Chicago. Chet, give him 25. He's not, I think he's worth a little bit more than Jabari Smith Jr. Give him 25. Jabari Smith's making like 22 mil a year. Give Chet 25, 26 mil a year. I'd be willing to go all the way up to 30, but that's the max. I'm just waiting to see something. I'm interested to see what happens with Trey Mann. I will say that. Need more. Sean's another one. D'Angelo Russell has just agreed to a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Sources tell ESPN, Mavericks official. Yep. Makes sense. I like that for Dallas. I'll be honest. I like that deal for Dallas. You get D'Lo, 2-year, $13 million deal. He definitely has had some struggles, but to serve as the, like I'm saying, with Kyrie being out for at least half the season, him holding down the fort for you, that can, you can at least go 500 in that time period, and then him being your backup point guard after that. Mavericks are going to be in the playoffs next year. Michael, I really don't care. If you have a problem with it, just don't watch. I'm going to be real with you. If you have a problem, don't watch. Right, and in the poll, 70% of you guys said, and we had 100 votes, so 70 of y'all said that Chet should not get the max. Now, I'm with you guys on that. I don't think Chet should get the max. All right? I'm interested to see what Oos can do. I'll be honest about that. I'm really interested to see if Oos can step up. Yeah, Mavs will be top 5 team in the West. I literally have. I'm not quite like I love Jang. I do. I want him to be something. I think he still has the potential to be something. Sorry, y'all probably hear my dog back there. Shai, J-Dub, Jet, Shai, J-Dub, Chet, Dort, Hart, Wallace, Shai, Will, Cruz are all essential to retain. Yep. Those are essential to try to retain. I wouldn't say iHeart. We have Sorber to replace him in the future. I would go Wallace, J. Will, Caruso, Shai, Dub, Chet, and Dort. If you can just manage to keep one of, if not both. Oh my goodness, trade! Oh my goodness! Denver Nuggets trading Michael Porter Jr. an unprotected 2032 first-round pick of the Brooklyn Nets for Cameron Johnson, sources tell ESPN. I can finally stop the Cameron Johnson trade videos, guys. How do you guys feel about that trade? How do y'all feel about that? Unprotected first-round pick in 2032 from the Nuggets? Damn. They should try to get 2 out of that. They should try to get 2. I think they can. AD, Cooper Flag, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. All right. D'Lo is just going to serve as that point guard to fill in while Kyrie's hurt. He's only going to be out for half the season. So, yeah. Oh, terrible trade for Denver. Great trade for Denver. I think it's a good trade for Denver. That's going to affect, that will affect us a little bit. I'm still not worried out there, but I would have really loved him on OKC. I don't think MPJ is better. MPJ is not a better defender. He's much worse defender than him. He's not as good as a playmaker, not as good as a rebounder. He's not as mobile either. So I think that's a great trade for Denver. Another signing. Ty Jerome agreed to a 3-year, $28 million deal. Damn, that's a steal for Memphis. Okay. Good move. Good move. That's a good move for Denver. I like that for Denver. Yeah, Thomas Sorber is amazing. He's going to be great. I wanted Cameron Johnson bad. I think he would have really helped out the team. I think a deal of Joe, Jang, and 2 picks would have got the deal done. But hey, I get it. His contract would have been up as soon as Shai extension is going to place too. Yeah, super cheap contract for someone super good. It's a good deal for Denver, though. I like it. Good move. Give Nikola Jokic a little bit more of a window now for the next 2 seasons before he is done with his contract and starts to fall apart over there and they all get older. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we could see something like that. I think it'd probably be another day or two till we do. It's more a reaction to the overall free agency thing, but in case it does happen. Cam Johnson was a killer from the corners, by the way. 46% from the right corner, 40% more, no, 41% from the left corner. He's an amazing corner 3-point shooter. And the Thunder could have used that. It wouldn't surprise me if Schroeder goes to the Kings. I think Russ goes to the Knicks. That's been something of interest, apparently. Yeah, I'd rather beat the Rockets as well. Oh my goodness. ESPN's already downing OKC next year. He who shall not be named has signed with gone back to the Milwaukee Bucks. KPJ was a horrible person. Oh man, Denver doesn't have first round picks now. That was the only first shot they could have sent. Wow. Yeah, I'm fine running it back. I'm fine with it. I'm really interested of to see what Topic is going to do. Just trying to see more stuff. I don't care about Kevin Porter Jr. Hate that dude. You know, his majority of this has just been Western Conference teams. They're just trying to compete against the Thunder. Topic and Sorber off the bench will be crazy. Though that pick and roll action will be insane to watch. That pick and roll action will be kind of fun to watch between Sorber and Topic. I'm honestly more excited to watch Brooks Barnhizer than Sorber eventually. He's an absolute dog on the defensive end. So I'm really excited to watch him try to go out there and fight for an NBA contract. Let's see. Anything else? Nope. Nope. Yeah, teams are desperate to beat us. D'Angelo Russell's being signed with the mid-level exception over in Dallas. That's interesting. Apparently, Ben Simmons is seeking a salary greater than the minimum. Yeah, trading for Kevin Durant when he's that old is definitely something. I mean, you're giving yourself a 2-year window at that point, trading away your young core. We got another one. Bruce Brown Jr. has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Denver Nuggets. Okay, I don't know what the money is. I'd like that pickup for Denver, depending on the money. I like that pickup for Denver, depending on the money for Bruce Brown. He was, but did you really want to trade your whole young core and future away for Kevin Durant to get him for 2 years and potentially win something, especially in the toughest the Western Conference has ever been? Yeah, we're still the best team in the West. Yeah, we are. I get they still have it, but I think Jalen Green was the best scorer that they had on that team. I don't like them just giving him up. But Mavs, when they're healthy, it's a good rotation that they got. Starters, Kyrie, Clay, Cooper Flag, AD, and Derek Lively. And then off the bench, you have D'Lo, Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford. That's a good top nine right there. That's a good top nine. This has been a great offseason for Denver. Oh, it's about to storm. Whoa! I'm going to be on here for 10 more minutes. I'm going to call it good so I can go get food. D'Lo's second year of his deal is a player option as well, so there's some more stuff with it, which is smart for him. Did I just see a cat go in here? I swear I just saw one. Whatever. My cats have been running in and out of this room. I just heard that. Yep, I see it. I mean, like, does that really do anything for New Orleans? No. I think that clutters up their center position. What's going to happen with Derek Queen down there now? Because I really want Derek Queen to succeed. Jesus. Nuggets freed up that cap space from Michael Porter Jr. because they got 17 million cap space from that Michael Porter Jr. Cameron Johnson trade, and I think they're using half it on Bruce Brown. They probably put 10 million on Bruce Brown just now. Ooh. Oh, Jonathan Kuminga's a free agent. I forgot about that. Yeah, Denver's going to do well. No, and I'm happy for Denver too, even though they're going to be the toughest team to compete against the next few years because of matchups and because of Nikola Jokic as well. I mean, like, it's going to be tough to compete against them, but you don't want to see a player like Jokic just have his prime wasted. Also, can't wait to see the comment section on the Cameron Johnson video from today. Dallas is a dark horse, yeah. It's Houston and Denver are the biggest threats, 100%. In my opinion, those are the biggest threats to the Thunder right now after everything we've seen so far with free agency opening up, these trades that they've made as well. Dallas, when they're healthy, is a dark horse. They are, because we faced them healthy maybe 1 or 2 times before the playoffs, and that could potentially be a second round matchup for us. So that's a tough one to see. But no matter where you look at it, Dallas, Houston, or Denver, I feel like will be one of our second round matchups. And those are tough teams. Those can all be contenders. No one. That was really the only guy I was interested in trading for. There's really no one when I look at it. Like, let me look at some. I mean, like, the only one, and this would have only happened on draft night, would have been Grady Dick. He's a great shooter off the bench. But we already have Isaiah Joe, so that kind of makes it a little bit tougher. He just makes less money. Rookie, all right? He'd be making, it's just, I really liked him. Who else would have been an option to go for? Malik Monk isn't a bad one, honestly. But he's a little bit undersized, so I don't really like it. But that was really the only one I'm like, yeah, the Thunder could really benefit from trading for him. Everyone else just makes way too much money. Deni Avdija, that's another one I really, really like. 6'9", small forward, 24 years old. He's making $14.3 million a year. Let me go and check out his contract. Actually, no, I don't want Jordan Clarkson. Yeah, he's on a crazy good contract. I don't think they'd give him up either. And it decreases in value over time. You'd have to give him some picks for that, and we have picks to spare. Well, like, we can't sign anyone. We have 15 roster space filled up for next season. That's why we traded Dylan Jones. So we already have 15 roster space filled up. If you want to sign someone, you have to trade someone or waive them. So we can't sign anyone anyways. The only way you can acquire someone is through trades now, if you're the Thunder. And the only one left out here that I would be fine with trading for that I think fits some needs would be Denny. Like, he's not a bad player throughout his career either. I mean, last year, his first year in Portland, he played 72 games, started in 54. All right. He shot 36% from 3. Not the greatest. All right. But he was making 2 attempts on 5 per game. So almost 40 right there. All right. I'm from Oklahoma. I'm back in Oklahoma right now. But, like, he's a solid option. 6'9". Only thing I worry about is his defense. He averages a steal a game. I just haven't watched him enough. I haven't watched enough Trailblazers games to know if he does the kind of defense that the Thunder love, if he's going to, hustle a ton. That just happened. Cornette to the Spurs. Yep. 4-year, $41 million deal, so around 10 each year. Good value for Spurs. Great backup center to put behind Wemby. Great backup center for him. I like that. And his cheap contract, too. Cheap contract. But, like I said, only one I'd be interested in would be Deni Avdija. All right. And he knows how to play the bench role because he's done that majority of his career. That second season in Washington, he only started 8 games, but he played all 82 last year. He started in 54 games and played 72, so he knows how to come off the bench. And I think he would thrive in a bench role with OKC. Like I said, the only question surrounding him, for me personally, would be his defense. He did average 7 rebounds a game and 4 assists, and then also a steal. but he also averaged 17 points a game. He's constantly been improving, and he's only 24 years old. That'd be the only other one I would be interested in. I like his offensive game. It's just like I said, I haven't watched him enough, all right, to truly tell if he'd be worth it. Another one would be Trey Murphy at third. Well, I don't think Trey Murphy would happen. Just Oklahoma. Topic won't solve the shooting issue. He won't. AJ could. Yeah, playoff defense pushes shot further out. Denny's a dog. I agree. It's just I need to watch him more on defense. I need to go back and watch some Trailblazers games and just see how he played on defense to see if he fits that Thunder mold. That'd be the only other guy I'd be interested in for a trade this offseason. But it's not like the Thunder have to. But that's all I really got, guys. I mean, we were on here for an hour and a half. We saw a majority of the big stuff happen. Okay. I don't think Chet and Dumb extensions are happening today. It's probably going to happen tomorrow, if they would. Probably a day or two. And I'll go live when those happen to react to them. But moral of this, the story that we were talking about earlier when I was crashing out, was that I don't think Chet's worth the max. I don't think he's worth almost $40 million a year. I think he's worth $28-30 million a year. And then Dub, I think he's worth $40 million a year. Maybe 35. I'd go, that low, but 35 to 40. Chet should be 25 to 32. So, but anyways, that's all I got, guys. I'm going to hop off here so I can go get food because I'm starting to get hungry. And so, Pistols! Oh, my kitty cat's here. Pistol! Come here, Bubs. I'm going to try to grab him. Come here. Oh, he left. All right, you guys can't see the cat today. Can't see the cat today. All right. That's all I got, guys. See you guys around in the next one. Peace.